Okay, so I think it's time for a market update. We had a lot of action since last time I updated. So we're starting off with Bitcoin. I believe this is the first 1-2 setup into a daily cycle low, and I have two scenarios here. So either we rally, this is the 1-2 of the larger wave 3, and we then get the big wave 4, and the wave 5 tops end of year, maybe Q1 2025, or this is the start of the wave 5 already, and we top now in August, September. Now, depending on if the white or orange count is correct, it depends on when Altseason starts, because Altseason typically starts in wave 5. So if this is the wave 5 rally in orange, then we should see alts perform very well during this run up. And if that's not the case, then we have to wait for Altseason to come later, basically. Moving into alts, we can just take ADA for instance, which has sold off a lot since my last update, and I restructured my weekly cycle count, something that seems more in line with Bitcoin's cycles. So idea here is that we see a sweep of the lows into the start of July, end of June, start of July, and then we start the wave 3 rally. Could be that the low is in already, but if that's the case, then we should see a rally already in the next week. And since I believe Bitcoin is still going to sell off in this coming week into this area here, which is the wave 2 support, then I believe ADA will follow along and sell off, sweep these lows, and then rally. The only way that I see that we get an Altseason is if we see a sector rotation in the traditional finance. So we want to see small caps rally in this wave 3. We have the first 1-2 completed already. This could be the first 1-2 of wave 3, and it really is when we take out the previous all-time high that you see altcoins perform well. For instance, here you had the previous all-time high get taken out in 11th of November 2020. And if we look at, for instance, ADA at that time, you can see ADA was in this wave 2 during that time period, and then it got fuel to get out of that wave 2 into wave 3 when the small caps got their sector rotation. Now, in terms of when this rotation will happen, I'm not quite sure, but it looks like we are starting the wave 3 right now, and maybe this follows along with the S&P. So if the S&P, if my count is correct here, that we have an extended wave 5, the S&P should top out sometime in August, and the wave 5 top for the S&P will mark the wave 3 top in the small caps, and that would be the start for the sector rotation, where Bitcoin tops in its wave 3 or wave 5, and you then have an Altseason start. And this would all coincide with the bond market selling off, the dollar falling into its 3-year cycle low down at these support levels. So I believe the Fed is going to lower interest rates very soon, which is going to cause the dollar to sell off, continue this downtrend. We will have to reset this trend line to wherever we get rejection, but for now we can take it off the chart because it's still in a bullish trend. But I believe this will sell off and get that 3-year cycle low sometime in Q3, and this should mark the top of the bull market. Now, what's going to happen, I believe, is that when we come down here and we get a bounce, you probably still have bullish momentum during the bounce. Before then the market realizes that, oh shit, the dollar is going up, and then it rolls over. So in terms of the altcoin chart, I believe we're looking at August, September to be like the top for the wave 3 rally, and at end of year, maybe even Q1 2025 would be the top. And this would be, doesn't really matter if the white or the orange count is correct, because if we have the orange count be correct, it would be the B wave of the retrace that will cause people to think that this is gonna rally in 2025 and reach 500k or whatever moonish price targets they come up with. And that is when you have this lower high. This is when people would say it's gonna go up, it's gonna top in late 2025 at 300k or whatever moonish targets they have. And this could be when alts go completely crazy, because you have so much euphoria. You have a weak dollar, you have low interest rates, you have Bitcoin moving up, looks like it's about to become very bullish. Everything's just looking great, and altcoins just go completely nuts, and then everything just rolls over, dies. Because what happens in alts is you have the most amount of gains you have, like those 10, 20x gains, they come in like the last 2-3 months of the bull market. Like for instance, if you look at the ADA chart right now and it's like sitting at 40 cents and you think that there's no way this is gonna reach $4, it only needs like 60 days and it can reach $5 plus easily. Like that's how crypto works. It's so quick. Like you don't even get the chance to hop on when the train leaves the station. Yeah, that's the plan. I don't think there's any reason to be super worried. There is obviously a little bit of bearishness on the ADA weekly chart. If we open up the 50 week, you can see that we are currently closing this week below the 50. Not necessarily super bearish because ETH did the same thing back here and it was still in a bullish trend. I mean, it was right before the pump. Similar with Solana, went below the 50 week in the first 1-2 before then the mega rally. So not super concerned. I'm not looking too much on moving averages. So yeah, overall bullish. Don't freak out yet. Don't think that the bull market is over because I think it still has a lot of room to go. I think the most parabolic gains in altcoins are gonna come in the second half of this year. So you had the Bitcoin season in 2023 and the first half of this year, and then we're gonna have the alt season in the coming 6 months. So yeah, don't be bearish just yet because we're still in a bull market. And yeah, maybe I'll do another update next week. We'll see if something major happens, if I feel like I need to get something out there, if there's something major happening in the chart that needs to be addressed. So far, we're still bullish, so I don't see a reason to change my stance. But yeah, take care. Bye.